Coming up on this episode of Flirtations, we're going to have a magical time as Fernie, our favorite mystic and fortune teller, is back on the show for our winter solstice dating horoscope. The longest night of the year has passed, and we'll explore the cosmic energies that will influence our dating lives heading in to the new year. What celestial movements will affect our love lives? How can we use the energies of the solstice to help us prepare for new beginnings and transformations? Whether it's attracting a new partner, deepening an existing relationship, or working on self-love, Fernie has got plenty of insight on what we should be focusing on for the coming season and how you can tap into the energy of the solstice for your own personal growth and romantic aspirations. Let's do this, flirties.
I heard you wanted to flirt. I heard you wanted to flirt. I heard you wanted to flirt. Hello, my name is Benjamin. I'm the flirt coach and a gay Libra. Everyone has an inner flirt.
Hey, flirty.
Live, laugh, flirt.
Work the flirt.
Work the flirt. Delulu is the Solulu. Expert on the flirt.
Hey, flirty. There's always another flirt.
Everyone has an inner flirt. Get out of your head and into the flirt.
Flirties, it is time for our quarterly astrological check-in. Maybe some of you balance budgets at this time, but on Flirtations, we are seeing what is happening with the stars and with the planets. With our guest for this conversation, Fernie, welcome back.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. It has been such a gorgeous little quarter since the last time we spoke, and I'm really excited to be seeing this new one, where we'll be like traversing the new year and then making our way into February. This is like prime flirting season, isn't it?
I feel like 100%. Also, when is it not prime flirting season?
I mean, when you look this good, it's every season, right?
Amen. If you could describe, there's going to be a few videos hitting the feeds, but if you could describe for the flirties, this gorgeous, what are you wearing today for this recording?
So this is a caftan. Yes. It is teal sequins. I got it actually, let me tell you. So I got it because my card of the month for my birthday for May of last year, my birthday's in June, but I do a card of the month for each month, was the Queen of Cups. And there was this depiction of the Queen of Cups in this tarot card, and she was wearing this gorgeous dress that was this exact color. And I was like, I need it. I need this. Me and my seamster, he and I went to all of these fabric shops until I found the perfect color. And then I was like, I want to look exactly like this. And so then he made it. And so it's this gorgeous deep V teal caftan that just sparkles like the sea in the morning. And it makes me so happy.
Yes, we've got some rose-colored glasses, but we're not going to be having this conversation through rose-colored glasses. Exactly. There's a matching necklace here. Yes, I'm bringing all the vibes, the nails, the jewelry on the hands.
All of it. And then I want for you to describe your outfit because, my goodness, you are serving snacks today.
Yum, yum. So I wanted to match your energy some today, Fernie, because normally I wear, I try and be a little profesh for the recordings, knowing we're going to be capturing some video. So something generally with a collar. But today I was like, I'm wearing my jean vest I got from a local thrift store. We've got it buttoned up somewhat modestly, but showing a bit of chest. Sleeveless, of course, it's a vest showing some arms, some shoulder. Yeah, because I was feeling a little extra flirty today.
I am in love with it. And Leopold is Leopolding. Like Leopold has never Leopolded before.
The stash is stashing.
Gorgeous. It is.
I'm so glad. There is such a thing as, people have good and bad hair days, perhaps. I have good and bad mustache days. I really do.
What happens I can't imagine you having a bad mustache day. What must that look like? One errant hair?
They're just pointing in all which ways, all over the place. It's not laying right. It's just maybe a little flat. It's misbehaving. And I'm like, Leopold, pull it together. We have some things to do. We need to flirt, right? We need to bring the flirties, new videos, new episodes. Yes.
I love it. Reach for the stars.
Reach for the stars. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. As this episode is coming out, the winter solstice has passed us. We're entering in the near future, a new year. So what we're going to be doing today, our astrological check-in, what's happening with the stars, the planets, the Flirty submitted some questions for the zodiac for you, Fernie. So I think the first question here, I mean, we need to do our tarot card pull right at the start.
I love it.
Yes.
So I'm just so you all know, I do a lot of different kinds of readings, right? And so at the beginning of every year, I burn a candle, and in it is a tarot charm. And that charm describes my year's energy. And so this year, I've been really leaning into the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is like the teacher, the spiritual leader. He, like, guides people to what's right.
Yes.
And I often rebel with this card because I don't like to listen to anyone. And I want to do whatever I want to do.
Amen to that. Me too.
Right? Like, how am I going to be like listening to you? What do you know?
Real schmoles. Yeah.
Exactly. But this year I've really like leaned into this, and I think I found that like I can both be a creator of rules that help people, and I can also like learn from people's rules, even if sometimes it's a little tough.
Yeah.
So what I am offering for all of you is this card that I'm going to pull. It might not be your card for the year. It might not even be your card for the day, but I want for you just to like use this as a reflection piece. Maybe you do want for it to be something that guides you throughout like all of 2025. Or maybe you just want to come back to it periodically and think about like how this card is affecting you and impacting you. I think specifically for the 6 weeks from the solstice to Imbolc, so from December 21st to the 1st of February, just really be thinking, what is this energy that I need, and how can this, help guide me through what I'm doing? And so the card that I'm oh my God. Yes. I shuffled, you saw me shuffle.
I did.
The top card, and it is just, I couldn't have put it more perfectly. It is the Lovers.
Oh my gosh. Bernie,
Right?
as we were talking before hitting record, this is a big theme coming up for the new year.
It is. I'm like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days. And like the 6-ish weeks are going to be centered around love. And so the Lovers is really coming out for us in lots of really ways. And so Flirties, with the Lovers card being our card for these 6 weeks, I really want for you to lean into like 2 different things. I want for you to embrace 2 different things. The first thing that I want you to embrace is like actual literal love. Who do you love? Do you love yourself? Do you love others? Do you love your family, your friends, the people that you're in relation with? And how can you join them with every single aspect of your being? How can you be a part of the relationships that you currently are holding with every single part of you? How can you embrace them and embrace yourself and make something super gorgeous so that the world can just be filled with that loving light? And I think like that energy is just gorgeous.
Yes.
Second thing that I really want for you to embrace, and this is like the other aspect of the Lovers, is this idea of choice.
Ooh.
You always have choices, Flirties.
Yes.
You always have the ability to choose what it is that you want to do with your life, what it is that you want to put energy to, what it is that you want to be able to embrace and accept and do. The Lovers invites you to do this with an ounce of love, with a pound of love, with a ton of love. And to only do the things that makes your heart happy. Only do the things that allow your heart to feel like it is filled to the brim with light.
Yes.
And so these 6 weeks, there might be some trials, there might be some tribulations, there might be some horrible things happening, but allow yourself to choose to love the things that you can and to enter relationships with the idea that you're going to make each other better. So I love this card for us right up.
I love it as well. This is a perfect, I think, way to get our mindset right, to get our hearts right, to get our strategies right. If we're out there dating, moving into the new year, looking to bring love into our lives, but also realizing how much freaking choice we have if we're in a relationship or trying to nurture a connection that isn't fulfilling, that, you feel like the person is constantly pulling away and now you're chasing them, or you just don't feel good, right? It's just not nurturing you back, really serving you. Yeah, we got choice.
I think we I mean, I don't know if I know that I have definitely fallen into the trap of like wanting to be chosen rather than
Ooh,
wanting to choose, right?
100%.
And that's
Yes.
just such an awful little energy to be in. And I think like the
Mm,
lovers really allows us to see like it should be mutual. It should be
yes.
two people coming together. Like just look at this
Yes.
gorgeous card and
It's
look at the way that they're
yes.
looking at each other, right? Like look at the way that
Mhm.
they're embracing and finding that love.
Mhm.
And in many traditional depictions of the lovers, there is an angel blessing like the two lovers.
Yeah.
And that's how you want to feel. You want to feel like something is blessing your relationship, whether it's the universe, whether it's just you yourself, whether
Yep.
it's whatever it is that you believe in, but you want to be feeling like you are being blessed by your relationship, not
Yeah.
that you are having to like chase after something that isn't good for you,
100%.
right?
100%. And I'm curious if this will be a theme that keeps coming up in this conversation, as I think generally the dating consciousness around the world is starting to awaken more to this being the chooser. I have choice energy rather than being chosen, having that kind of pick me energy, which really is in many ways, it's, I mean, culturally, socially, even religiously, this is how a lot of us were taught to date or believed
Mhm.
this is how we must date, this is how we must court, this is how we must form those romantic partnerships. If you're particularly a woman, right, you're waiting to be chosen. You're kind of always, I had a conversation recently for another episode where the guest Mia Chard was talking about, as a woman, kind of being on her back foot a lot dating,
Mhm.
kind of in this space of waiting, feeling like, ooh, can I initiate, can I not, right, I don't want to come on too strong, kind of thing. And that held her back from dating for a while, or kind of one foot in, one foot out, maybe not really leading with their heart. And so I think
Mhm.
as we start to collectively shift to this, you know what, I deserve to have love in my life that feels good, that is fulfilling, and I actually have so much choice and agency to create that and make that happen. I love that the lover's card was pulled.
Me too. Sometimes the cards just know what it is that we need. And I think
Truly.
this is the time of year in which like love is just springing eternal and we want to
Yes.
really feel it in the depths of winter, right
Yes.
before spring comes so we can just be ready to bloom.
100%. And we're going to be getting
Yeah.
into your dating questions, some dating strategies, talking about what are some of these bigger events coming up on the astrological calendar as we are now in this new season. But I thought it would be fun here to do a check in.
Yeah.
So, right, because I'm a coach after all, the flirt
I
coach.
love
And it's
coaching.
important to see where we've been, what happened, so we can also, I think, see more perhaps objectively where we're going, right? Really get us
Mhm.
into the present moment. So, for the last time you were on the show, some of the themes for the autumnal equinox and moving into the fall were fun, desire, pleasure, joy. These were some big themes. So how was this season for you?
I think for me, it was an interesting little season of lots of realizing what it is that I actually desire. I think
Mm,
desire is like such a difficult thing. And I think, especially for like queer people, we're often trained to like subjugate our desires or to sublimate them or to put them in a little box and not like bring them
yep,
out, right?
yep.
I think we grow up maybe feeling sometimes like what our desires are
Mhm.
like wrong or not like what it is that we actually are looking for.
Yep.
And so like I think like one of them, and I've talked about her a lot. Maybe we can get her on and we can do like a little three-way little coaching session,
Uh-huh.
which I would love. I've talked about her a lot. Jessie
Channing.
Ware.
Oh,
Like
Jessie Ware. I was like, it's either Jessie Ware or Channing Nicholas or
well,
Channing
yes, we
Nicholas.
can. We should get both of them. We can have both of them. My heart would just like explode. I would have to like get a new caftan made. It would be like magic. Oh my god! You just like I'm like envisioning it. I'm like, where in the stars would this fit? Can I pull a card to see if this is going to happen? Oh my god! You just made me
Honestly,
happy.
consider it done. It's already happened. We've now put it in motion.
There you go. We're gonna make
Mhm.
this happen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm like blushing literally. So excited. But like Jessie Ware's album, that feels good. Like it resonated so much with me because I think it was. I know she's a woman, but it felt like it was like speaking really directly to like gay
Yeah.
men, queer people about like
Yeah.
pleasure is a right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like that rallying cry just lives so much in my brain. And so when I'm thinking about like the autumnal equinox and I'm thinking of like, you know, September to December, and I'm thinking about my own life, I really am thinking about like how can I continue to build on the idea that I deserve good things and I deserve to feel good and I
Wow. Yeah.
deserve to feel like, you know, like my desires are great.
Mm.
And I think that's kind of like what I'm reflecting on in these past 3 months. How did like desire and pleasure play a role in your life in these past like 3-ish months?
Yeah, so I did. I took that conversation to heart, and what's always interesting is when you start to let go and detach from expectations of the thoughts of how something should go, how something must go to be kind of quote unquote right, and just give in many ways, let go to become centered in the present moment, just receive the energy of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, honoring yourself. So where I'm going with this is I didn't really date a lot in this past season. I actually deleted the apps. And so took really a break from that, as I thought it was important, as I've been talking about decentering dating on a lot of episodes. I realized just how I was looking at dating and seeing it everywhere to the point that it became confining, right? Seeing someone and being like, oh my God, are they single? Oh my God, is that the one? Or, oh my God, they're cute. Why won't they talk to me? Or, ooh, should I say something? And just realizing how wrapped up in my thoughts I was with dating, which then created this divide between where I am single and where I would like to be in a relationship, and just kind of always highlighting that gap, right?
100%. I think one of the biggest reflections that has occurred to me over the past 3 months is this idea that like there might not be the perfect like mold already made. Right? Like there might not be the thing that I am looking for that already exists.
Yeah.
And I think with some of like the transits that were happening in the past month, I think like with the way that Uranus was kind of like exploding all over the place and like revolutionizing things,
Yeah.
I really started to think about like what is it that I want, and as you all probably know that have seen me before, like I can either be like a demure bitch or like a full on Mae West whore, right? Like it's like one of the two. I was like, I can actually be it all. Like you don't have to choose, right? Like
Absolutely.
You can be like a bloom, you can be like a flower, you can be like the garden that you're making, and it can be filled with all of these gorgeous things. And I think that realization actually helped me. I haven't gotten off the apps because, you know, a girl's got to eat. But
sometimes you got an itch to scratch, you know?
No, and it's just hard to scratch it yourself.
Amen.
And so I just realized like I don't need to be like allowing you to tell me what it is that you want. I don't need to be allowing like the society or the world to tell me like you should look like this, you should sound like this, you should want this.
Yes.
And then to be like, this is what I want. This is the revolution that I am creating.
What do I want? Yeah.
You know, and I think like that desire is such a hard thing to like center in your life. And like I think about like I actually do see her right behind me. We have the Empress. She is like one of the people that like I talk about her as a she's a person. This tarot card, this archetype is one that I really just try to embody. And I realize that control is kind of the opposite of desire for me, at least, right?
Oh my gosh.
Like, I am in like this controlling like little mindset. It's not necessarily about what I desire, but it's about like what it is that I can make happen. And that little opposition, I think for the past like 6-ish months, probably since like my birthday in June, I've been really trying to figure out like, how do I embrace? How do I accept? How do I allow rather than try to seize or force or push?
Yes.
Because it's just, it's not great, you know, to like always be exerting that control.
100%. I think I've seen the Empress at Trader Joe's a few times.
Yeah.
maybe. But I love what you said there about how control is in many ways the opposite to desire, and control limits our ability to experience and just feel
pleasure, joy, desire, fun, even gratitude, love, some of these really good, feel good emotions and vibrations. And I think something I did this past season was I started saying yes to more things.
Mm-hmm.
And so this past season went camping, which was so much fun. Had an amazing just one night out in the woods with some friends. Had not done that in I can't even tell you how long, but it was really, really good. Started on Friday nights is pretty kind of my one night off during the week, going to the movies and going to get some dinner with friends. And so even though I really wasn't focusing on or creating romantic connections, partnerships during the season, letting go of that's what it has to look like, trying to control the outcome and being like, wow, I can say yes to all these other things, all these other people, and I have the choice to do that, and choosing to really allow those experiences to be fulfilling too. Not that they're better or worse or anything like that. They just are, and they can they can give us all the life.
I think it's sometimes really hard for people to recognize that like saying things are the way that they are isn't like giving up or isn't just like accepting.
Right.
It's also just like a way of like recognizing, hey, like I either like it or I don't, and I can
Mhm.
like it and I cannot like it, but this
Mhm.
still is, right? And if
Mhm.
it can teach me so much about like what it is that I do desire or what
Yeah.
it is that I do love. And again, going back to that idea of the lovers with choice, right? It
Yeah.
can teach you about what it is that your heart desires, what it is that you really do love, what it is that you really do want. And
Mhm.
if you don't want something, you don't have to have it, but it currently is in your life. So you actually have to
Right.
embrace it for just a moment and then
Yep.
figure out how you're going to get it out. And if you do
Mhm.
love it, and it goes away, okay, it went away, but you had it once. And so maybe you can get it again, or maybe you'll get it in a different way. And I think
Yes.
that that can, in my work with my clients, like that can sometimes be like the hardest part because when I tell them like, this is what is, they're like, but I don't want it. And it's like, well, cool. Like you don't
Mm.
have to want it, but
Mhm.
this still is the thing, you know? And if you don't
Right.
want it, let's figure out how we're going to like change it either with magic or like looking at the stars or looking at the cards. Like let's find a way to change
Yeah.
it. But the first step to changing something is to recognize it for what it is, you know? And I think like
Absolutely.
that's just really hard.
The thought that's coming to mind is surrender.
Mm-hmm.
And surrender, I love what you said, that surrender doesn't mean giving up. Surrender doesn't mean accepting an outcome that you're not okay with. Surrender just means, okay, this is what is. I can't change the past. I don't know what's coming in the future, but I can take action in the present. I can have intention here. I can do something with my actions, with my thoughts, with my mindset, with my heart, right? That we have. It's so interesting the themes that come up, and the one of choice is
Yeah.
seeming to come up, yeah, a few times thus far on this episode.
When your clients come to you and like they're struggling with choice, like I
Uh-huh.
have the cards to like guide me, right? Like, like I'm like, here are your choices.
Mm,
Let's talk about how do you help
mm,
your the people who come to you like wanting to like flirt differently, like in terms of like choice.
mm. That's a good question. It's sometimes it's about seeing, like, really getting to the bottom of what someone's desire is. What
Mm-hmm.
do they want? I think that has to be part of it. And sometimes the flirties that I work with know, sometimes they're unsure, sometimes they think they know, but as we start to talk, the conversation reveals something different. And so how I feel like I help them with choice is seeing, okay, where are you today? What's happening? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? And giving people those practical steps and strategies just to start to align their actions with their mind, with their heart, so that they realize they have so much choice
Mm-hmm.
out there when they're dating and they're making connections and forming relationships. Um, it's but when you get kind of maybe overwhelmed with the emotions of it, or you just have such strong feelings for somebody and you're having a difficult time letting go. That's a huge theme in the work I do. Attachment to connections that you know are not really right for you, the situationships, the exes, the casual relationships when you want more. And so helping the flirties believe that their desires are not too much, right? You're wanting of more doesn't make you selfish or greedy. It's like coming into that space of ownership around what you want.
I think one of the things that I'm hearing you say, like underlying what it is that you're talking about, is this idea of like settling or like just like,
Yeah.
and it's,
Yeah.
I think like that's distinct from like what we're talking about, like embracing, surrendering, accepting, right? Because it is like, it is about like knowing very deeply what you want,
Yeah.
embracing where you're at, right? Like allowing yourself to be where it is. And not saying like this is, this is now what I want. It's like, no, I still don't want this, but this is what it is, right? And so like how can I like allow myself to both embrace where I am and know that I have a goal of where I want to be.
Right.
And I think like that's just such a powerful feeling, I think, for people to finally realize. I don't know that I've realized it yet.
It's all a process. It's all a
Right?
journey, right? There's ebbs and flows, but I think this is a theme that regardless of if you're dating, you're in a relationship, plays out in our lives all the time of settling and starting to be maybe even convince yourself that you're okay with circumstances that you're not okay with. Like this was played out for me in my career not that long ago when I was sitting at my desk doing my commute to my city planning job, wanting more. I just knew that wasn't it for me. There was something else. There was a creativity. There was another version, the next level of Benjamin to come out. But it's tough. It's tough.
It really is, because we fall into these grooves, we fall into these ruts, we fall into these things that just like they're self-perpetuating, right?
Yeah.
And I think like the magic of like the lovers, again, going back to like our card and going back to like what it is that like I'm reflecting on, going back to like just thinking about like astrology and all of this, like the power behind all of this is that there is choice. And I think like one of the hardest things, and she's right here above me, the Wheel of Fortune, is that there are some things that like are going to be really tough to change. Like you leaving your city planning job wasn't fated. It wasn't destiny. It wasn't like you were eventually going to leave it forever. You had to make that choice, right? But everything that you've done led you to, and this might be your destiny, to be like this great flirt coach, right? And so it's like choosing, I'm going to do this because this thing might be my destiny. This thing might be fated. And so I can work within the confines of where it is that I am, or I can break free of them. And either way, the wheel is going to keep on turning, and I have a choice to whether go with it or go against it. Neither of them are better or worse. It's they just are. They're choices that we make to fulfill like what it is that we want for our hearts to have.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's so true. I feel like we could go, oh my gosh, this could be the rest of the whole, episode talking about choice and surrender and just fear, right? Some themes that I love to talk about on Flirtations. But let's give the flirties. Okay, what can we expect in these coming months for our dating lives, for our relationships? What's in the stars? Maybe some themes, that are being revealed to you.
I am really excited. Again, I'm going to show you my little list.
Yeah, Fernie came with notes today. I mean, it always does, but I must say,
I was
really
really excited. Yeah. So I write horoscopes for the whole year for a few publications, and so I was like, "This is." I might as well get started. Let's look. And like one of the things that's really sticking out to me is just how much like love energy is actually in like the new year, especially between. So like again, flirties, like we're talking about like 6-ish weeks. We go from Sabbath to Sabbath, so we're going from the solstice to Imbolc. We're going from Yule to Imbolc, and so December 21st to February 1st, and like in those 6-ish weeks, there's like 14 transits of love. So like just know that there's like 14 opportunities where the stars are going to be shoring you up for love. Okay. I think on that note, I also just want to like clarify something, because this is a question that I get often. are also like a fear that I hear often. It's like, oh, like I can't do this on this day because like, Mercury's retrograde, or like I can't do this day because like my horoscope said it's going to be a bad day.
Yeah.
Like the stars are influencing, the stars are changing our lives, the stars are doing things, but you still have to do these things, Mizamor. It's like you still have to like live your life. And so like, yes, there are 14 days where the energy is like very, very supportive of love. But there's still 6 weeks. Like, find love whenever you can, and just know that days are really, really special to help you with love. Yeah. And I think like astrology is like a mirror, and I am the golden mirror. Yes. And so, like, we're reflecting to you what the energy is. But like, you need to feel it out too. You need to allow yourself to really do what it is that is going to allow you to live your life as best as you can. That being said, lots of love energy in these next 6 weeks that I am super excited about. Yeah. Before we get into like the little love energy, I think just thinking about two of the things that we've been like really referencing, which is like choice and the ability to like embrace and surrender and like forward. On December 21st, which will have passed just a few days ago, Mizamores, you experienced the winter solstice, which is, longest night of the year. And that also is a marker for Capricorn season to begin. Okay. And so when I'm thinking about like choice, and I'm thinking about like embracing like what it is that we want, and when I'm thinking about what it is that we go, that's Capricorn. Capricorn is like the half goat, half mermaid, little like gorgeous creature, right? Okay. And Capricorn invites us to go deep. That's like the tail, right? It wants us to dive really deep and figure out what it is that we want. Capricorn wants for you to accomplish your ambitions. Capricorn wants for you to be successful. Capricorn wants for you to, climb the highest mountain, because goats do that. Goats are known for that. Yes. And so I want for you to be thinking, as we're moving into this new year, like, what is it that your ambitions are? What is it that your desires are asking you to do? What is it that you are like deeply interested in making happen? And so allow yourself to just embrace that little inner goat in you and plumb the depths of darkness like the winter solstice has us do, and then climb to the highest mountains. I love this.
Me too. And I love a goat. I do. Right? They're adorable. They're so much fun. I've been wanting to do goat yoga. I think to teach it and take it as a student, I think it would be so much fun. Anyway, and aside.
It's every like spring, one of the local flower shops hosts goat yoga. And so I love this flower shop. And so I support them, and I'm there like reading cards, and my sister goes, she helps me out. And so she's there, she's doing the yoga, and I'm like, I want to play with the goats. Also, I grew up on a farm, so like I know about goats.
A few things.
They're not always cute, let me tell you.
No, they can have maybe some temperaments from time to time. But I think the energy of Capricorn is going to be really helpful with a lot of the flirties making New Year's resolutions, maybe rededicating themselves to some new beliefs or some new habits. And so I think this is really empowering energy to keep us focused moving into the new year. Yeah.
100%. And let me tell you, on December 30th, there is a new moon in Capricorn.
Ooh.
So, like, what this makes me think of is like planting an oak tree, right?
Okay.
Like, in order to plant the oak tree, you actually have to like go deep into the earth. Like, you have to like go into the darkness and see what the darkness is, which is like what the winter solstice and a new moon is, because a new moon is when like the moon has no light.
Right.
And so you plant that seed in the darkness. You plant that seed and put it in the dark so that it can grow into something really gorgeous. And so, flirties, I want for you on December 30th, like, the day before New Year's Eve, before all the parties, before all the fun, to go a little bit deep into your own soil, go a little bit deep into your own place where things can be nurtured, and plant that seed that you really want to see grow in 2025. Allow yourself to really think about, like, what is it that I want? And how am I going to make it grow? What does it need in order to grow? What nurturing, what soil, what fertilizer, how much sun, how much water? And really think about like the ways in which you can cultivate this thing so that it can be super gorgeous. And if you're looking for love and you're looking, to find that person and find all of the things that you're looking for in that person, remember that the first step, has been so gorgeously reminded us, is to find yourself, to find who it is that you are and to choose yourself so you're then able to really move forward. Because if you don't, this soil is going to be hard and rocky. You're going to forget to water it. You're going to put too much sun, and it's just not going to be gorgeous. And we want for you to be gorgeous.
Absolutely. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. She's, and theys, girls and guys and thems all over the world, as this is a theme that I've been playing with in my content recently. And it's so cool that there's now some parallels in just sort of what I've been thinking and feeling, and seeing the ties now to the universe and the stars and the zodiac and what we're talking about today, where it's when you start to embody the energy of the chooser and just realize that the love you're looking for and you desire, if you're out there and you're searching and you feel like you haven't found it yet, it's always been you. Like, your greatest love is truly you first and foremost. And that's this energy that I've been coming into, where it's like, you feel like things aren't working out, or you're waiting to be chosen, or you feel like the world is stacked against you, or things didn't turn out like you wanted. It's easy to maybe force yourself through some of that resistance, to maybe just get down on yourself or think, oh God, should I just give up, kind of thing. But the beauty of the duality of this experience is, it's like you are your greatest love first. I know.
That's just so beautiful. And we really are. And so, mis amores, 2025, let it be the year where you are the chooser and you're choosing yourself first and foremost. You heard it here first. That's what 2025 is going to be.
Do it, because it's, if you're not used to that, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel some resistance, some anxiety, some fear, all the things, but accept all those experiences for exactly what they are, all the thoughts and feelings, surrender, just accept, take a deep breath, and know that you have, it is within you to do the hard things. And the really cool thing that happens is, once you start to really choose yourself, people, places, and things that are now in that same vibrational frequency as you start to naturally align themselves with your path, with your energy. You'll see opportunities start to pop up, or points of resistance, points of friction that seem like they've always been present start to fade away a little bit. It's life starts to get easier in the sense that you just have more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just more confidence, perhaps, but just more, in many ways, ease that you're going to be okay, and that you're making the right decisions.
And I just love the idea of ease, right? Like,
gosh,
right?
Ease for 2025. My gosh, we have been through it, I think, the past many years. They have not been easy, whether you're dating or not. There's been, all over the world, so many just challenges within us personally, as I think we have been just elevating our consciousness, awakening to some habits and behaviors that have been holding us back, keeping us stuck. I think we've all the flirties, been going through a rather deep personal journey.
I would 100% agree. I've definitely been, just going through it. I know you have too. And it's just like, enough. Let's have a little bit of ease.
Oh my gosh.
Let's bring back pleasure.
100%. Let me hop off that soapbox. I haven't been on one of those in a moment.
You stay on it. It's gorgeous. It's glittery. I see it just filled with rhinestones. I love it.
That's what I need for this denim vest, Fernie. Some rhinestones and glitter. That's what it's missing. Some bling. I knew it was something.
Oh my goodness. Serving a Dolly Parton moment, a Casey Musgraves moment.
Yes. Should I
All of my dreams.
No, I won't. But I have an idea as I'm for a future photo shoot. So this is the denim vest is part of it. I have a cream cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I'm dying already. I can't wait to see this.
And yeah, the idea I want it to be like very kind of black and white vibes, sort of misty, like sort of a gray overtone. The leaves have fallen off the trees. It's a little windy. It's a little cold. I don't have a lot of clothes on, but that's part of the Flirt Coach brand. That's what I do from time to time.
This is part of the brand that we share.
100%. Yes, Scorpio moon, as I have shared on past conversations we've had. And yes, Inner Mae West must come out to play from time to time.
Please bring her to play. We love playing with her. And speaking of play,
Yes.
on January 2nd, we have the most gorgeous day to play.
Ooh.
Probably in the next 6 weeks. So Venus moves into one of her favorite little playgrounds. It's where she's exalted. It's where people treat her so gorgeously. Venus moves into Pisces. And so when Venus moves into Pisces, it can be a little tough to choose because Pisces is about like eroding boundaries and about like, just accepting everything the way that it is and making really brief and beautiful and lovely connections and really just like being dreamy and in love. But Venus loves being here because it's so fun. It's just like, let's just, like take out our markers and like create a new poster. Let's like write a poem to our own little selves and like give it a kiss.
Yes.
Write notes on our mirrors with lipstick and say how much we are just adoring who we are. And I love this. And so we end the year plumbing the depths of our own souls with the Capricorn new moon.
Wow.
And then we party, we recover from the party. And then the next day, it's like, oh, time for you to wake up gorgeously with Venus in Pisces. So it feels like a really like fun bookend. And time is a construct, like the December 30th and January 2nd, whatever these were going to be when the stars were going to be happening these days. But it just is so lovely that we get to celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day bookended and kind of embraced by like going deep into ourselves and then waking up and being like, oh, I love who I am and I'm going to write myself poetry. It's really, really fun. I'm very excited about it.
I am so excited too. This is so well timed for the new year, as this is something I think a lot of us do, a lot of the flirties do. They're starting to, or not starting to, but they're going into their journals, or they're just sort of having those moments of contemplation like, okay, this year is coming to an end. The new year is upon us, but new beginnings, like a fresh start. Yeah.
So beautiful. Such a beautiful little beginning.
Yeah.
I just think of like the image that is coming to my mind is like a disco ball, like just like splattering light over your ceiling, like it's this gorgeous way to start the year.
Yes.
So flirties, mark January 2nd on your calendars. I want for you to do something very special for yourself, whatever it is. Maybe it's just like you're making yourself a cup of your favorite tea, or maybe you're opening a bottle of champagne with some roses for yourself, but whatever it is, make January 2nd a gorgeous day for yourself.
I love it.
Yep. I think another couple of little things that I want to just point out.
Yes.
On January 13th, we have the full moon in Cancer. And this is a tougher spot. And I'll tell you why. The moon loves being in Cancer. The moon really just loves Cancer energy. The moon is mother. Cancer is mother. There's just this whole energy of like them being together, like they love what it is that they do together, and they're filling the world with these emotions and these feelings.
Okay,
the little bit of like the extra spice in the soup, I guess I would say, is that Mars is retrograding through Cancer around this time as well.
Okay,
and my Mars is in Cancer, and let me tell you, it takes a lot to get me upset. But when I do get upset, my feelings are just going to overflow and be like a geyser.
Old Faithful.
That is exactly what it feels like sometimes. And so with the full moon here, we have like this culmination point, right? And so we have this like climax, literally like Old Faithful. We have this climax moment. We have this gorgeous, like the moon is like, I'm so happy, I'm home, I'm feeling like myself. And then you have Mars being like, but what if your home is a little messy? Or what if like,
yes.
you don't like the smell right now? What if the candles aren't like candling? And so you're just gonna have to like really, I think, assess what it is that you like. And I think going back to what we were talking about, this would be a really great day, January 13th. This would be a really great day for you to actually think like, what are my desires and what are my like non-desires? I don't know what the opposite of desire would be. Like, what are the things that I don't like? What are my dislikes?
Yeah.
English teacher here, and I don't.
I don't. Yeah, like, non-desires. Yeah, what you don't want. I think that totally
your
fits.
Dislikes, right? And I think like this would be a really great day for you to examine that. Like, figure out like these are the things that make me feel really at home. These are the things that make me feel really cool. These are the things that make me feel really like just in love with my space and with who I am and who I'm with. And these are the things that annoy the shit out of me. These are the things that like I don't want ever around me. And so that way I can just, make my way through life a little bit happier. So another date that I want you to. The good thing, potentially, it's
asterisk here.
A little asterisk. The good thing is that the next day on the 14th, we have another little gorgeous Venus moment. Venus squares Jupiter retrograde. So this is on the 14th. Jupiter's retrograde, which is fine because Jupiter is retrograde for a lot of the year. And when Venus squares Jupiter, we have this lovely little feeling of like wanting more and more and more, right? And like desiring more and like just like wanting to be showered with like gold, glitter, and all of this. And so the reason it has an asterisk, that's a really great thing. Like you want to be feeling like that. You want to know what it is that you desire. But the reason that there's an asterisk here is because sometimes too much is too much. And I wouldn't know about all that, right?
Me neither.
Right? Like, what? No, extra.
Extra? No.
Exactly.
Couldn't be us.
Walk is not extra here. But when it is combined with this like feeling that we had the day before, it might be like you're indulging to like cover something up. Like, I was really annoyed. And so today I'm going to, take an extra little bit of this to make myself feel better. Which I encourage. Like sometimes, like that croissant is actually going to make the day. That's not quite so much.
You need the sweet treat. Get the coffee, right? Get the extra pump of creamer or whatever you want.
Exactly. But if it's not letting you access what it is that you actually desire, because like you're covering up a dislike, I think like that's where I want for y'all flirties to just like really understand, like be cognizant, embrace it, like allow yourself to be like, this is not what I wanted, but I'm going to get this to help make up for it. So I love that. And then on Imbolc, which is like the Candlemas, which is like when the light starts coming back to us. We have the Venus coming together with Neptune and the North Node. I know these are like all fun and fancy words, but essentially what it is this is like when your romanticy starts. This is like when you might have the meet cute of your dreams. This might be, and this is a theme that you and I have spoken on often, my gorgeous Ben. It might be when the Delulu just, goes a little extra Delulu.
Into overdrive Delulu?
Like not even overdrive, like hyperdrive. Like I'm talking like you are going to bump into a stranger and be like, oh my,
that's the one.
You're wearing the same shoelaces. This person is going to be the love of my life, and I have to go and chase them. Don't chase them, my loves. Like
nope.
They will come to you if they are meant for you. But it is going to definitely be like we're wearing matching nail polish. I do believe that this might be my soulmate. Like it's going to be that kind of energy that you're going to be looking for connections, I think, in really kind of like fantastical ways. And that's okay, But I don't think that you'll find your Elphaba or Glinda. By, like, you know, waking
matching
up that
shoelaces.
Exactly. That's not going to be the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the next 6 weeks.
That's the next 6 weeks. That's a lot happening. But I think as we start to conclude the conversation, finding some of those parallels with what we talked about earlier in the episode, it's really like I see a kind of a whole story arc for these next 6 weeks. I see this hero's journey. We're here as you're listening to this episode now. We're nearing the new year, right? The shortest day, the darkest day of the year has recently passed us. We're going within, we're reflecting, we're contemplating. But then I think starting to, right, kind of enjoy that rise of the arc as we're entering the new year, seeing how much choice we have, and really doing some of that inner work to come into alignment with our destiny, our wants, our desires, our needs. What do we want to create for ourselves? And all the while connecting to this theme of love that we get to have an experience because so much of it comes from within. I think when we're dating, we forget to love ourselves through it.
100%.
I think we forget that a lot, but even if it, right, the meet cute, the matching shoelace moment doesn't work out. We're going into Delulu, we're spinning, right? We're sort of indulging our anxieties, our doubts a little bit, all good, accept those experiences just for they are. And then remind yourself how gorgeous you are. Take yourself out on some of these. What was that one date you mentioned of the day to buy? Was it January 13th? Buy yourself some roses, have a glass of champagne or a mocktail, right? Don't forget to celebrate and love yourself. It doesn't. I think sometimes we feel like, well, it's, something's missing, or I feel if I'm feeling lonely, it's like somehow the love I have for myself, if I'm not feeling it, it doesn't match up to what could be if it's coming externally. But not seeing things as one way or the other in these extremes, but coming back to this good old theme of love, Fernie.
We started the conversation with love and we're ending it with love.
We are.
I just want to name, I gave you a bunch of opportunities, mis amores, to really find love between December 21st and February 1st.
Yes.
None of these dates are set in stone. You all find love wherever you can, right?
Yes.
These dates are meant to be a little guide, a little reference point, a little milestone for you.
Absolutely.
But if on January 17th, you are like, oh my God, this guy's wearing the same shoelaces as me, and you want for him to be your boyfriend, figure out a way to talk to him.
Flirt. Oh my God,
exactly.
Flirt. Hey, look at that. We're wearing the same shoelaces. Imagine that.
What? You wear leopard too?
Yeah.
What else is leopard?
Are you my soulmate? Wink, wink. How's your day, right? What's your name? Yeah.
Please.
There you go. There's your flirt. Fernie, thank you again so much for coming back on Flirtations, giving us our dating astrological horoscope for this coming season. I'm already excited for the next one.
Me too.
I want to send the Flirties your way. I'll just mention a couple resources here, as this is your third time on Flirtation. So if you're unsure sort of where to start with what your big three are, your signs, right? Your sun, your moon, your rising, you have some curiosity, come back, listen to your first episode. I believe it's episode 2 of Flirtations. Go back, listen to that. You can go listen to our autumnal equinox dating guide, right? Check out that episode. And then to go deeper with you, for the Flirties that would like a reading, yes, how could they make that happen?
I think, Flirties, send me a winged monkey and I will read. I will fly on my broomstick to you. No, I'm very much in the wicked mood. My bubble will descend upon your house. And
it was phenomenal. I saw it as well.
It's the best.
Truly.
I'm still dying.
Yeah.
If you Flirties, if you haven't seen it yet, go. I think when this is coming out, there's the sing-along versions now. So
go.
little musical theater kid, heart out and belt
Bring
out.
your tissues, get your popcorn, your candy of choice, and just, it's amazing.
It really is. Anyway, if you want to work with me and the bubble machine isn't working and my broom is in the shop, please reach out to me on Instagram at Golden Mirror Fortunes. You can also find me on TikTok. I post a card of the day every single day, just to guide our energy and to give us some insight into what the day might be. So you can find me on TikTok, Golden Mirror Fortunes as well. Or if you would like, you can email me at golden.mirror.fortunes@gmail.com. We can set up an opportunity for us to chat. I really love just talking about magic, astrology, tarot, all sorts of things. And I want to help you just live the most gorgeous life.
So good. I will make sure and have all those links in the show notes for this episode. Hey. Send the flirties your way who want to go deeper. Flirty, thank you so Fernie Flirty.
That is my favorite new name.
Oh,
I'm Fernie Flirty.
Thank you so much for coming back on Flirtations.
Of course, whenever you want me, you know I'm here. Te quiero mucho, mi amor.
We'll talk again soon.
All right, bye everyone. Los quiero mucho. Bye.
Flirties, that's a wrap on this episode of Flirtations, our winter check-in for this coming season, very much getting us ready for the new year. I so hope you enjoyed this conversation as Fernie was back on the show, our in-house mystic astrologer, fortune teller, and all-around beautiful magician. Thank you, Fernie, for being here. Can't wait until the next time. Fernie will be back in the spring. And to you, the Flirty, thank you for tuning in, for listening, for streaming. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you had, just a lot of fun with this episode. Got some takeaways, some insight, some wisdom, some motivation, some inspiration for manifesting, attracting all the things, all the abundance and love you're looking for in the new year. It's all coming your way. It's already happening. It's already on the way. All right. That's going to do it for me here at Flirt Headquarters. My name is Benjamin. I'm the Flirt Coach and Gay Libra, and Flirty. Happy flirting.